WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
This is Larry Whitfield. Welcome to Sunday Throwbacks right here on WVTC Detroit. On today's show, it is our hope that you will enjoy great music from past and present, that you will be impacted by a throwback moment. So listen, call a neighbor, call a friend, call somebody. Let them know Sunday Throwbacks is on. Let's go. It's Sunday. Sunday Throwbacks. Well, there you go. Stop it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another week of Sunday Throwback. I am your host, Larry Whitfield, and my co-host, Elder Val. She's a little disappointed that Indiana didn't take it in 6.
It's okay.
So let's just put that out there now. Game 7, stay
Game
tuned.
7. It's gonna be a dog
I'm going
fight.
for Oklahoma.
I'm gonna still
Oklahoma
push
in
for
7.
Now, well, it's gonna be 7. That wasn't deep.
Yeah.
The prophet has spoken late.
Okay.
However, I'm gonna take Indiana 7.
Let's
I just
see.
gotta move the game back.
Everybody, we need you to like and share. If you are on Facebook,
share.
YouTube, X, Instagram, WVTCDetroit.com, we need you to like and share and let everybody know that Sunday Throwbacks is on. Listen, we have an amazing group of people that are in a married couple that is doing wonderful things.
I love it.
In the area of education. They are educators. They are teachers, they are administrators, they are operators.
They are all
of our children. I'm talking about pre-K, y'all.
That's so important.
So get ready.
So important.
But here are some things I want to do. I want to, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to the Gospel Music Legacy Foundation.
Yes.
Our first drop off we did yesterday.
Yes.
Evangelist Sandy Rose, Dr. Deborah Smith Pollard, Miss Regina Gambrill Smith, and others were there. Listen, we had an amazing time yesterday. People came in with vintage items. Wow. I'm talking about cassettes. I'm talking about CDs. Listen, if we had to let people come in with some refrigerators, they'd have came in. But you know what? We can't digitize no refrigerator. But they came in with all type of stuff, obituaries, pamphlets. I mean, somebody even came in with the Voices of Thunder, a program from 1976. I mean, some amazing stuff. So we want to say shout out to you all. Thank you so much for bringing your items.
Thank you.
Yes, there will be another one. People was asking, will there be another drop off? Yes, it's going to be on July. Can I give the date? July 19th. I believe it's going to be the same time. That is a Saturday. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
So stay tuned. Get your items, you all. We want to preserve the legacy, the gospel music legacy in the city of Detroit. This is where we're starting. Because people got to asking now we want to start home first.
Yes.
We want to take care of home. So if you have anything, I'm talking about obituaries, gospel CDs.
Programs.
Listen, I'm gonna let Deborah Smith talk about
Yes,
it, 'cause we got
all
a
of
commercial
that.
where she
All of
thought all that.
Yeah.
But listen,
She
stay
does.
tuned, y'all. But thank you so much. Let's get to some birthdays.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. I want to say happy birthday to Lady Sheena Boyd. She is the wife of Louis Boyd III.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to Philip Webb.
Happy birthday, Philip Webb.
Happy birthday to Asia Thomas. Is that your niece?
That is my niece.
See, you thought I forgot
She's doing
that.
great.
No,
That's
we
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Happy
Yes,
birthday to musician Curtis Pearson.
Curtis Pearson. Happy
Yes.
birthday, Curtis.
Happy 14th wedding anniversary to Elder Eric Dion and his wife Shamika Taylor.
All right.
Yes, happy anniversary. Happy birthday to Toy Wagner Divine. She is Marcus Divine's wife. We want to say happy birthday to her.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Jerome Brown, who is the proprietor of Detroit Soul.
Oh,
Downtown
okay.
Detroit. Yes.
Happy
Awesome soul food
birthday.
restaurant.
Yes.
Happy birthday to producer Clifton Lockhart.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Lady Gwenda Sheard and Glenda Curry.
That's
you
right,
know they're
the
twins.
Yeah, twins kind of have birthdays.
Right. We
Yeah,
want to say
in most cases.
yeah, we want to say happy birthday to them. Happy
Yes,
birthday
Curry.
to Kiara Sheard
Sheard,
Kelly.
that's correct. Your
Happy birthday to Minister Nikki Graham of Up From the World Ministries. We want to say happy birthday to her.
Nikki.
Also to happy birthday to Robert Russell, also of Up From the World Ministries.
Okay.
Now we want to say continued prayers. As you know, we the gospel music industry laid Bishop Norman Hutchins to rest this past weekend, and we want to continue to pray for the family, for the gospel music industry. He was truly a general that has gone home. And amazing enough, and I was talking about this to Evangelist Sandy Rose and Dr. Deborah Smith Pollard, that this is the same weekend that my brother Tommy, the maestro Thomas Whitfield, made his transition.
Do you know I had a bad car accident on that same day?
Wow.
And
really?
when people called me and I thought they were when I found out, I mean, I absolutely lost it.
It is amazing that it was the same weekend, June 21st, which was yesterday. My brother Thomas went home to be with the Lord. And then we are laying to rest Bishop Norman Hutchins. So I wanted to do this tribute, and then we're going to get to our guests.
Okay.
This song Tommy did many years ago on his first solo project, the Hold Me project. He did this song entitled I Will See You in the Morning. I want to encourage you all that if you belong to the Lord, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And we're going to see these two in the morning.
Amen.
So I just want to encourage you with this song. And when we come back, our guest. Yes, Amanda Bailey and
wait, Yana T. See, don't tell me.
Yes.
I wrote
early
it down.
Childhood education. We'll be right back, everybody. This is
Pacer Than 7 Sunday
Oklahoma
Throwback.
7, y'all. This Sunday Throwback. We'll be back.
There's a place of peace and rest, far beyond the spheres and sky. There's a place of joyfulness where eternity awaits. It's the place where I'll behold His face, and by His side He'll beckon me. Oh yeah, I'll be happy. All my cares will be gone at last. shall be at home. In this place, the just shall live. The righteous shall finally call home. Yes, it shall. None unmentioned will be ours forever, 'cause time will be no more. No, no. He'll have dominion over all in his kingdom. What a day that will be. I will see you in the morning. Don't worry about it. I'll be all right. Yes, I will. I'll see you in that day. Oh, no. I will see you in the morning. When the Lord is at light and He's shining in this place. Take courage, my soul. The time will come. He'll crack the sky.
And soon I'll be going home. I will see you the summer in the morning, in the morning, in the morning. I will see you the summer of the
I will see you in the morning. Yes, yes. And also, too, for the family of Sanchez Harley, the legendary Sanchez Harley, great gospel writer, phenomenal composer in the gospel music industry. Also went home praying for his family, too. Man, it's almost like it's so many people are just leaving. It's like you forget who's on the list.
I know.
And I'm not
Barely
being
catch
funny.
your
It's
breath.
just in these last few months, I mean, folks got out of here. So listen, get yourself together.
Get it.
Come
get
to know
it.
Jesus.
The house, get your
Now,
house.
I'm not being funny.
Business.
Come
Get
to
your
know
business. That's right. Fix.
the Lord.
Fix
Come to
it.
know the Lord and the
Yes.
pardon of your sins. Quit saying, well, when I get myself together, I'm going to church. No, church
No
is where
such
you
thing.
go get yourself together.
Right.
Yeah, I'm preaching.
Right.
Our
Right.
guest is here.
Our guest.
They're
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Yes, yes, Amanda, and your awesome husband. We had a interview actually in the
Prior to.
yes, yes. Let's get into it. You all are educators for our pre-K children. I'm gonna tell you, I think it is so crucial for our children to be in that type of atmosphere, because back in the day, you know, I went over grandmama's house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went over
Big
grandmama's
mama,
house,
Big mom, that's
and
right.
grandmama turned on the TV, and I watched Popeye. See, y'all don't remember Popeye, y'all? Popeye, no sir. You know, I watched Popeye and all the other cartoons, and that was my education from just, you know, her telling me to sit still.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Our children don't know how to sit still.
Well,
But that's a whole
yeah,
nother
it
conversation.
is.
We were made to sit
It
still
is.
for a certain
Yeah.
period of time.
Were we not? Absolutely.
And we went in a place where we couldn't play. And that was the living room.
Yeah.
They would say, now go in there and sit down. Don't you
sit,
move.
Go sit yo. That's all they
Right.
said to me.
Go sit down.
Go sit yo.
Yeah.
That's it.
But listen, man, let's get to this. So let's talk about it. What drew you guys to education? And I know you both went to school and everything, but what drew you to this and say, you know what, I want to do this for our children? What drew you here?
First off, thank you for this.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But what drew us here, thank you. What drew me here, I want to say I'm the youngest of 8 children.
There we go.
And I was always everybody's, well, I'm the favorite aunt, but there was plenty of nieces and nephews. Like we're all close in age. And so I was the babysitter. I was the one that they went to, and I just knew like from a young age that I wanted to work with kids. At first I wanted to be a pediatrician. I was like, I love helping people. I love babies. I'm gonna be a doctor, but it didn't work out that way. So next best thing I feel like is educating the youth. So that's kind of what drew me.
Yeah, for me, like my family has always put like education first and foremost. Like, little, like it was never even a question. If I was going to college, it was like, so what college you going to? This is at age 5. Right? So so like from the very beginning, that was planted in my head. And so you know, as I went through life, just seeing how people were doing things and making things, and the one thing that always stood true is the one thing they couldn't take from you is what you learn. Yeah, you know, and there's different ways to learn things. Not always in the classroom, but oftentimes we kind of devalue what you can get out of it. Yeah. And even really early on, what you can get in the classroom. So, you know, my focus has taken me to higher education, whereas hers was, you know, always rooted in early education. But even then, like I work at a university, I saw that early education opportunities that some kids had put them on a whole different trajectory than what other kids had. And so that, you know, as we got together and married and had kids, started kind of seeing like the connection between us, knowing that, you know, her dream was to start this school. We decided we're going to do this. Okay. And we're going to make an impact for our community. Okay. Now, you said kids with S on the end. How many children? 2?
13 and 6.
Okay. Now, there's a significance with you because we discovered, first of all, tell the people your name. Yes. My name is Yanati. Yanati. Yes. And you are from? Yeah, so I'm from West Africa, Liberia specifically. Yes. I asked you a question in the suite. The WBTC suite.
That's right.
I asked you how important, because I feel like the American side, and it's not, and it's gotten better, I'm hoping, but I feel like we don't take education as important as other countries. Yes, and I wanted you to share from where you're at how important education is. Absolutely. So, yes, and especially in West Africa, and I'm probably sure in nations as well, it is critical. It is the thing that a lot of people see as their vehicle to escape poverty, to escape the situations they're in. So it's taken serious. People try so hard to get their kids into schools, into certain schools. Sometimes, like even my dad grew up really, really poor. But his mother always said, one thing you're gonna do is you're gonna finish high school. No matter what you do, you're gonna make it through school. And so like he had to, in his situation, he had to cross over 2 rivers to get to school. So like it's always critical in West Africa. So like, even if they have very little, if they have like 2 books, every kid in that class is gonna use those 2 books to learn what they need to learn. If they gotta rotate those books. If there's no like chairs in there, they'll rotate, sit, like, you know, you sit for like 30 minutes and you sit for 30, like whatever has to happen to make sure that that educational experience is happening. And it's not just the kids, it's the parents, it's in the whole community. Everybody like values so much. And I think that it's kind of lacking here. Like you said, I think it is getting a little better, but I think there's just like a complacency because, you know, we have it. And so we just, I guess I got to go to school, but like not really valuing it and maxing it out to its full potential. That doesn't, the way that it happens. Wow. Yeah. Let's talk about Spark Early Childhood. How did the school come about? Now, you all have these desires to teach an education. How did the actual school? Like, honey, let's get a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was undergrad, and one of my final projects was to write a early childhood book,
Mhm.
and so I wrote it, and it wasn't until later that
Like 8 or 9. You got it published?
that I got it published. But my professor, she was like, "This is really good. You could do this. You could do this." I don't know how that spanned to like a childcare center, but I had just started putting my ideas on paper, like over 10 years ago, putting it on there and then just imagining what I would want to send my children to. So where I did my student teaching, I loved it, loved it. It was Reggio Emilia. So there's a lot of community. There's a lot of treating the children as like competent individuals, like even down to the silverware and dish, like they use real things, not like plastic or anything. So that's where I fell in love with it. And I was like, I want to create that for like my people too. Because I mean, that was available to us, but we always joke about like, we don't know how we were able to afford that because it was not, it was not like we were students sending our son there. And that's where it came. I was like, I want to create something like this for, you know, the underrepresented people, for, you know, for them to have access to this type of quality care. Yeah. And then he's always like my biggest supporter, but when he came on as like the COO, it was like, okay, this is real. This is no more just playing around with this idea. So
that's amazing. Listen, I want to get into the school because you all are about to open up soon. You all are about to open up soon. Elder Val, I'm gonna give you the next question after we put this song on, and then when we come back, I'm going to have you ask the next question. But everybody, we are talking to Yanati and Amanda Bailey from the Early Spark Childhood and Preschool.
Yes.
And we are getting ready to teach our children. But listen, I want to play this song. I heard this song on the Sandy Rose show, and she had this guest, Tony Jones, phenomenal composer, songwriter, and vocal arranger. His group, Trilogy. I want to play this song, It's Not Over. And when we come back, we're going to get into the nitty gritty of this school. I've been up there. As a matter of fact, my children is up there working now, helping to prepare. Shout out to Jacqueline and Dorian Whitfield. They're up there working. And also shout out to my wife, Stacy Whitfield. She was the connection with Amanda, because you do some work at the school that she's at, Lessinger in Oak Park. You do some monitoring.
I'm their early childhood specialist, so I'm just making sure that they're implementing like the GSRP, the Great Start Readiness Program with the state of Michigan and everything. So
say Great Start. What is
Great Start?
But listen, let's get to this music and we'll be right back, y'all. We're going to be talking about this school because they are grinding. This is Sunday Throwbacks.
It is indeed.
Well, all right. Here we go. Here we go now. Well, all right. Here we go. You thought it was over, ready to throw in the towel. Life's been pretty rough. You've been through all kinds of trials. Dealing with this, and you're dealing with that. You're at the end of the rope, and it's about to snap. Before you give in to the pressures of life, why don't you sing this little song with me? It's not over until God says it's over. It's not over until God says it's over. You've been knocked down, but you got right back up. Even though your tears were falling, your destiny was calling. You have no time to lose, there's no time to waste. It's time to regain focus, time to pick up the pace. Before you give in to the pressures of life, why don't you sing this little song with me? It's not over
We're sitting up here talking about the game. We're like, it's not over. OKC and 7.
Whatever. These are 2 7s.
All right, let's
Whatever.
get back to it. Listen, shout out to all the educators. We have
Yes.
so many educators
We do.
that are connected to WVTC Detroit.
Yes.
Miss Regina, Stacy Whitfield, and as many others.
Yes.
Lady Edna Bell, Dr. Deborah Smith Pollard, who was an educator that we
Educators.
discovered.
Absolutely.
She taught you.
Absolutely.
Talk about that real quick.
Oh yeah, so Dr. Smith Pollard, hey, if you're watching, she was my sociology professor at U of M Dearborn, and she was an excellent teacher. Always make sure I was, on it, as one of the Black kids, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. And she wrote me a letter of recommendation, which I really appreciated for one of my first jobs after I got out of college. So thank you.
Wow. When was the last time you've seen her?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Oh man, if I'd have
been a long
known,
time.
I'd have had you
Just
come creep
here.
up here yesterday because she
Yeah.
was up here with the
Mhm.
Gospel Music Legacy
Okay.
thing. But we're definitely going to connect y'all since we're
Absolutely.
connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Elder Valerie.
Oh, wow. I have so much to say. I'm one of 10 children.
Okay.
Mine was in the reverse. I was the second oldest, so I had to watch all what we call the little kids. You have to watch the little kids. So, and I always wanted to be a teacher. My things are broad. One is the difference between daycare and early school or academy. And there's a difference. That's one of them. Keep that right there. And the other thing is, I was looking up some numbers, and it says the brain rapidly grows 80% from birth to 5 years. And so you all get the minds that are moving so very quickly. And then the last thing, because I may not get back this way, technology, your position in your field, because most babies I see are face down clicking. You keep them quiet with either a phone or a tablet. And what is your thought on that? Well, my granddaughter can fix my phone, so don't talk about that. Yeah, thoughts.
So before I did the program, I was actually doing educational technology for a school district, and my job was to bring the technology into the classrooms. But I look at it as just a tool. You have to teach them how to use that tool. There are some benefits, but studies show that like the more that a toy does or the more that a tool does, the less the children's imagination is. So yeah, you want them to get bored in order to create and and then what was the second?
Just the difference between daycare
Yeah.
and a learning environment or academy.
Yes. So daycares, we're not a daycare. So early child care development center is, we are actually teaching these children through executive functioning skills. We're teaching them, math. They're learning, reading and about their letters and everything. Daycare is just like, we're going to watch your kids and we may entertain them, give them graham crackers, but no, we want to teach them, and we do a play-based approach. So it's all hands-on, because that's what, along with the brain development, that's those motor skills, the connections that your brain makes. I want to say for every 7 times you do it, but when it's done through play, it's like you're building those connections that you were talking about, those brain connections. And we just want to lower that vocabulary gap. There's between different, can I say races? Cultures. Okay. But there's a vocabulary gap where it's like for every 1,000 words, one culture has, the other one is lacking.
Right.
And so just that exposure in the early child care setting, will lower that.
Right. Yeah.
Great.
We want to get your child beyond what up though. I said it. Listen, I want to ask you all that, and the both of you can answer this question. Explain how important it is for the parents to participate in the children's education.
My word.
Ooh-wee. Okay. So that is absolutely critical. So one of the things that you mentioned is that one of the approaches that we have is the Emilio Reggio approach. And that curriculum, or they say don't call it a curriculum, approach. See, I'm
Yeah.
learning
Yep.
a little bit. Is there's 3 teachers. There's the teacher that's in the classroom. There's the environment that you learn from everything that's in your environment, and the third is the parent. Like the parent and the community as a whole needs to be invested in that child coming. Like it's the concept of being raised in a village. Like one person doesn't raise this child, the whole village does. And that also is kind of West African traditions and stuff that are a little bit infused in there. But it's so critical that the parent and the household is involved and invested and values the education, and it's not just looking at it as a daycare or somewhere for you to go so I can go to work. Like I mean, we are providing that value in some ways, but it's also more than that. This is an enrichment opportunity. This is like a way for your child to learn, develop, and then go on to do even better than you did. So the parent has to really envision their child as doing much better than I'm doing.
Right.
So we got to invest in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a PTA when I was growing up. My
Yeah.
mom was the president. It wasn't Parent Teacher Association.
Association,
Back
Yeah.
in the day, they'd show
That
up,
and parent
mother
teacher
night,
conference.
all of it.
We've been talking to Johnny for the past month, and he still won't sit down.
And Johnny's with his head down.
Right.
I didn't know what's coming.
And then you still take him to Burger King. Sandy, am I right? Listen, I've been in the building, and you all have an amazing setup.
Thank you.
I was able to walk through each of the classrooms and everything. Now, based on the themes of the classroom, because I noticed the classrooms have somewhat of a different theme or a different setup.
Mhm.
Is that set up for a different type of teaching? Well, you go in this room, we're going to learn this, and you go in this room, we're going to learn that, or how is it set up? I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
so the rooms are set up by age group from 18 months all the way up to 5 years old for a regular school day, and then up to 12 for summer camp. But there's a lot of like natural aesthetics in there. That's kind of one of the pillars of like the Reggio Emilia, like natural wood, natural light, lots of green everywhere. Because it's more calming to the mind. We don't have like posters up and prompts everywhere, because the kids are the ones creating their own curriculum. I don't want to say creating, but it's emergent, child-led. That's a better word. But it's set up by, I'm gonna say, just the ages.
Okay.
Well, and I was gonna add, because it is, but there's also gonna be like workstations, because the other part of our curriculum is based on something by Howard Gardner, which is the multiple intelligences theory. And so that theory is that people learn in many, many different ways. There's actually 10 specific, or 9 or 10 intelligences, I'm gonna look in a second, that people learn through. And the problem is that in our current education system, we only focus on reading or writing, but there's so many other ways. There's auditory learning, there's kinesthetic learning, there's all of these different ways that people take in information and show that they've retained the info. And usually we ignore it. And so a lot of kids get disillusioned with education because the way they learn best and the way they show that they learned it, we're completely ignoring. So we're developing our curriculum to find out how each child learns best, how they show it, and then showcase it. And then that'll, help them develop, but also help them get that confidence. So when they go to the next level, they're like, no, I'm smart, I'm intelligent.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah. So what is the time aspect of like when you're teaching them? How much time are you allowing before you start assessing, okay, they are improving, whatever? Is there a certain element of time that you give them, or each child is just different?
Each child is different, but during the day, they do get about 1 hour of time that they are able to just explore on their own. But we do have small groups as well, where it's about 15 minutes, because you typically limit it to 15 minutes in a small group, because you don't want to like overwhelm them. But going back to what you were saying, the materials that we selected too are kind of part of that intelligence system, where the younger kids may be more sensory led or but time led. The timing is, we're following them.
Okay.
And I was just gonna add one last key thing. A lot of that is rooted. So a lot of people may or may not know, the country of Finland is the education capital of the world. They usually every year have the best education system. And people always go to them every year, like, what exactly do you all do to have these outcomes? And they don't hide it. They share. We don't over-assess. We don't test till high school. We let them explore. We let them develop. And the way that the world is set up, you're going to develop that intelligence. We try to create these artificial ways to assess and develop, and that's not the way that's intended to be. And every year, countries like the US are like, no, you're lying. Like, we're going to do it the way we were doing and keep failing and keep going down and still not learning from it. And so we wanted to like kind of copy that a little bit and, you know, have that same model. And it's kind of rooted in all of the other elements that we discussed. It's like a synergy where it's like exploring, developing, that kind of approach.
Okay. Listen, I want to ask you about development, but I want to play the song because we need to pay some bills. But I want to ask you about development. I think that's a very critical spot right there. So let's play this song here. What is the song? I don't know. Oh, I Am Who God Says I Am by Jonathan Dunn featuring Jason Nelson.
Let's do
And
it.
then we're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, we're going to get more in depth in reference to development, and then we're going to talk about school. If people are needing that place called Early Spark Academy, where are you? I need you. I got to get you out of grandma's hand. We're going to give you all that information, everybody. We'll be back. This is Sunday Throwback.
Yes.
I walk in confidence, and I'm no longer insecure about my identity, made in the image of the one who created me in destiny. I am who God says I am. Said I am who God says I am. I'm wonderfully made. I'm so glad He chose me for His purpose. I know my destiny, destiny. Sing that.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing to be free indeed from opinions and other people's plans for me. Surviving my past and pressing towards my future set me free. Now I'm loving me. I am who God says I am. Said I am who God says I am. Wonderfully made. I'm so glad He chose me for His purpose. My destiny.
there, Dorian Ellis, Elmar's Furs, 13661 West 11 Mile Road, here in the city of Oak Park. We are here to service your needs for storage. We're here in my storage facility. Guess what, guys? It's filling up fast. You gotta get here. Store your coats for this summer season. Not only storage, monogramming, any alterations you may need, as well as cleaning and glazing. You've got to keep the oils in your coat. You've got to make sure that your coat is glistening when you wear it this season. Right here, Elmar's Furs, where elegance is affordable.
Lord, I've got to make
Detroit, the birthplace of soul, the heartbeat of gospel music. But our gospel music legacy is at risk of fading into obscurity. The Detroit Gospel Music Legacy Foundation is on a mission to preserve our history, to ensure that the voices of our pastors, the harmonies of our choirs, quartets, and soloists live on for generations to come. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. If you have Detroit church archives, obituaries, concert souvenir booklets, gospel LPs, radio shows, cassettes, or sheet music, don't let them vanish. We'll digitize and preserve these treasures at no cost to you, and we'll return them to you, keeping our promise to honor our history. Reach out to us at Detroit Gospel Music Legacy at gmail.com and start your donation process. Together, let's ensure that the soul of Detroit lives on. Donate your gently used items to the Detroit Gospel Music Legacy Foundation today.
Somehow.
Yes,
got to
we're
make
back.
this journey
Y'all, I'm
for
sorry.
my-
Bishop, that commercial always calls us to pause. The legacy, the legendary,
I'm
late,
telling you.
great Bishop David Ellis.
Yes.
Joy bells. Okay, let me quit. All right.
Uh-oh.
Listen, let's get back. We had a couple questions online. One from Miss Regina Gambrell, which she is an educator. She when you were talking about the segment of child led, she asked if it was similar to Montessori, and I wanted you to answer that line so that everybody could hear your answer.
Yeah. So there are some elements that are similar to Montessori as far as like the natural aesthetics of it. Where we differ it from Montessori is ours is really community led, whereas Montessori values individualism. So it is, but it isn't similar.
Okay. And I want to make sure I say Regina Gambrell Smith because I don't want her husband to come up here. Last name Smith. But and also Stacy Whitfield had asked, is there a cost?
Yes, so there is a cost. It is tuition based. However, there are assistance programs. So, like, if you have type of need, then we just fill out the same form as you would. It goes to the state of Michigan, and they will adjust the tuition based on your income. So,
Great.
so we definitely have that program.
Great.
Amazing.
I love it.
Amazing.
Putting it in the reach of folks.
Development.
Mhm.
And I want to try to ask this that it makes sense because sometimes I'll ask a question, people be like, huh? I'll ask Sandy something, she'll be like, huh? What you mean? In reference to develop, how far do you allow a child to like self-learn or self-discover
Yeah,
before you kind of reel them in? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You know how a child can self-discover in a learning environment, and then when they start doing something, you'd be like, oh, wait.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
How talk about that a little bit because I know there are different
Right.
styles,
Yeah.
if I can put it that way.
Yeah. I was going to say it's the same way with
Am I making
parenting
sense?
too.
Yeah, no, I
Yes,
get what
yeah.
you're saying.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
same way with parenting. I feel like I'm a little bit more flexible when it comes to seeing how far they'll go. What I tend to do is like a consequence kind of thing. So that they'll learn like, okay, if you keep jumping on there, you might fall, you might do this. So within reason. So when I was in the classroom, my students would have like drills, they would have hammers, nails, and it's like as long as you teach them how to use it, they can be trusted to use it. So I feel like it's the same with parenting.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're mostly aligned. I would say, you know, redirection is important. And specifically, I know for me, I think where it's a little different is that in parenting and raising Black boys, it's like you got to have a little bit more of a understanding of the society they live in and different things they can and can't get away with. But from an education standpoint, I think we're like aligned in that, you know, you redirect, but you redirect with purpose. I think it's not just redirection for the sake of I'm the authority figure. And I said, hey, you know, kids are smart and kids will learn to tune you out. Like when you have that sort of approach. But if you can sort of like explain to them the rationale behind it, and there is a limit though, like, you know, when safety needs to be considered more than choice. And we're gonna lean to the safety side. Or if expediency is, you know, sometimes we need to do this right now and then we can talk about it later. Then that does come into play. But overall, there should be sort of like this understanding that your child is a human. Like, you know, they're a little human, but they're still a human. So you got to respect them and respect that they can process what you're trying to say. So,
Johnny.
You heard me say, huh? Then you can hum me, you can hear me.
Johnny, chandelier.
Right.
They're asking
That's a
me
joke.
You've got another question. The grade levels and the IEP students.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll accept students or children 18 months up to 5 years old for a regular school day. But in the summer or for after school care, it's up to 12. That's what we'll be licensed for. And we do accept students with IEP. And we will be working to partner with the companies that will provide those services. So yes, we accept IEP.
Yes.
Right.
Now, I know you all do not have an actual date you're close to it. If people want to get in touch with you, as far as starting to, I'm sure there's a paperwork process. So can people like jump online and at least start the paperwork process?
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes. They can go to www.earlysparkacademy.com. There's our website, our email address. Actually, on Sunday, the June 29th, which is also my birthday.
All right.
We're having we're celebrating International Mud Day. So it's going to be a day of muddy, messy play. So they can come out that day and learn about us. We'll have the space open for tours, but we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. And they can just follow our journey there too. So
yeah. And I was gonna say on the site, the director does tours. So like if someone wants to come and see the space, she's always accepting tours to come and tour the space. We're actually working on a virtual tour thing that we can put on the website for people to do as well. So that should be up maybe in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so you know, we're open book, all the social medias, emails. Yeah, we're always open. Ask us whatever you want to ask us.
yeah.
Yes.
Where are you located? Let's tell everybody where you're located.
Yeah.
So we are located near Tim Allen Lasser. Our address is 24750 Lasser Road in Southfield, Michigan, 48033.
33. Okay.
And 48033. And we're directly across from
Southfield A&T.
Yeah.
Used to be Southfield High.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to get back real quick because I know our time is almost gone. I want to get back to the 29th. The mud.
Yeah.
Are the parents allowed to come?
Yes, we actually had our two official mud testers, Dominic and Arthur. There's a reel on our page and they're telling us about Mud Day. They're testing it out. And it's just the day to play in the mud without direction, without, there's going to be some limits, but just come and play, bring a change of clothes. We'll have a water hose if they want to change, but we're celebrating the International Day of Mud.
Any mud wrestling?
Yeah, we have a slip and slide, all of that. So we're ready for that.
That's going to be awesome. I am, let me say, and I'm sure I can speak for Elder Val and Evangelist Sandy Rose, that this is amazing that you all, a married couple, have decided to be a part of that village.
Yes,
always
Thank
talk
you.
about
absolutely.
in reference to educating our children. And there are many people on there that's already a part
Mhm.
of the village. Gina and Stacy, any others that are watching that is a part of that village. And we just wish you nothing but God's best as you
Absolutely.
prepare
You're so needed.
to
Necessary.
open this building.
Thank you so much.
Once again, if you can give everybody the website and the address, how people get in touch with you.
Yes. www.earlysparkacademy.com. The address is 24750 Lasser Road in
Mhm.
Southfield, Michigan. Come celebrate with us at the International Day of Mud on Sunday, June 29th from 2 to 4 p.m.
Oh, that's it. It'll hopefully be open very, very soon.
Right. To receive the little ones.
Yes, to
Yeah.
receive the little ones.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I want you real quick, in final thoughts. I want you to speak to the parents concerning our children and how important it is to get them to a place like yours. And I'm not taking nothing away from grandmothers. Y'all have done a phenomenal job. The only thing we're trying to do is to allow you to rest
Yeah.
and do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you
Exactly.
begin to can you watch Ray Ray? You know what I'm saying? Grandma want to go,
Yeah.
you know, and chill too. And
Yeah,
this would be a
absolutely.
place where Ray can learn something.
Absolutely.
So I want you to just, and I'm being funny, y'all. Y'all know me. I want you to just speak to the parents in reference to how critical and how important it is that these 3 and 4-year-olds are
Right.
educated. They're educated. They need to be. This is the time that they need to be educated. Can't wait until
No.
kindergarten
Yeah,
or,
no.
or 5th or 6th grade.
Mhm.
They're gonna miss something.
Yeah.
You need to get them at 3 and 4 years old. And I just kind of want you to talk to that as we end this segment of Sunday Throwbacks.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
add to it.
oh yeah. So critical. I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but like that is the critical age. That's the age that you can't get
Right.
back. It's the
Yes.
age that we have the most freedom with our curriculum, where we're not teaching to test, where we're not doing all these things that we know don't work. Those of us in the education field, we have the space to really create that foundation. And once they have that foundation, nobody can take that from them. In every endeavor they go into, they'll continue to build on that. But if you build on a really poor foundation, no matter what you pour on it, it's gonna fall.
Yeah.
So it's really important that we start it now. And the grandmas and the aunties, like we still welcome y'all
Yeah.
y'all can come up to Early Spark. In fact, like we have
Yeah.
tons of time for
Right.
volunteers, like to hang
That's
out with the
right.
kids, all of that stuff.
Right.
So I don't want to, take that part of our village out. But like you
Yes.
said, let's give the village the
Mhm.
elders some rest
Mhm.
and allow them to support and not be the ones that have to
Right.
carry it.
Yes.
So-
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Support and not carry. I like that
Spark
a lot.
Academy Early Childhood Development. This is amazing. I can't wait for you all to open and really take charge, not only in that community of Southfield, but whoever needs it. I know there is a parent right there that's sitting with their child
I know.
right now that's just saying, "Hey, I need this," and they are waiting on you.
Yeah.
So y'all get on the grind.
Yes.
I know when y'all go back in Monday, y'all gonna be like, okay. I need you all. It is important, and I want to say this before we get out of here. Everybody that is watching, I need you all to share this show. I need you all to share
Yes.
this, not just this show, but everything that comes on WVTC Radio Detroit, because this is the content that we give Sunday through Friday and other days that we're developing. Okay, we got good content, but I need you all to share this because this is education. This is going to be on today, tomorrow, the next day, all the way till Jesus decides that he wants to come back.
Amen.
That's how long this is going to be on. So I need you all to share this. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on WVTCDetroit.com. It's on X. I need you all to share. Continue to share. Let's blow this up. Let's blow them up. Let's blow up what they're doing. I want them to say, we don't have any more room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
I want
That's
them
what
to
we're
say
going
we have a new
No,
location.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a new
yeah,
location.
right, yes.
Talk
Yeah,
that thing.
yes,
Talk that thing. So,
absolutely.
so again, man, we are so excited. We thank you all for being a part, and I'm quite sure we're going to connect again. Maybe the next time we could go on location and
That
maybe
would
do
be
a
I
shoot
would
awesome.
love
where they're
to.
actually, yeah,
Yeah.
or
Not the
something
mud
like that.
day,
It-
though.
it's- yeah, yeah.
The mud day.
No, man,
It's
mud
gonna be
day.
fun.
No.
Come Monday.
But listen, we got to get out of here. We're going to see everybody next week. God
Yes.
bless you all.
Yes,
Thank you for
yes,
tuning in.
yes.
And please remember to like and share and hang around for the commercials that's going to come on after this show go off. We love y'all so much. Thank
Love
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Blessings to you.
Love.
See y'all next week.
Yes,
Huh?
yes, yes, yes.
Oh, we going home with let's go home with Pastor Tolan Morgan.
Come on, Tolan.
Grace. Because God said his grace is sufficient. So let's go home with that. Let's go. Your favorite song.
What have I done?
To deserve this gift from you.
Thought of your goodness humbles me.
My love for you has not always been true.
Let me be honest, I haven't always stayed in your will.
I strayed away so I could do my own thing.
Now that's real talk.
I neglected you and the joy you bring.
But the good news
And we will sing the songs of his fame. Forever testify of his grace.
Thank you for tuning in to Sunday Throwbacks with Larry Whitfield on WVTC Detroit. Listen, if you would like to become a partner or a guest on our show, please send us an email at lwhitfieldmusic@yahoo.com. That's lwhitfieldmusic@yahoo.com or call 313-879-9752. That number again is 313-879-9752. We encourage you that God is always in the place, but what you have to do is get him in your space. When you do, your life will never be the same. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
Hey there, Dorian Ellis, Elmar's Furs, coming on to tell you a little bit about our summer layaway. Yes, the season is over for fur coats. It's now the summer. Put your coat in the layaway, 30% down, right here at Elmar's Furs. Have 6 months to get it out. By the time you get it out, it'll be time to wear it. Right here, Elmar's Furs, 13661 West 11 Mile Road. Summer layaway is happening right now, 30% down. Don't miss it. See you there.
Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Evidence of things not seen.
From the heart of Detroit, Michigan, the city that moves the world, comes a sound that moves the soul. Sounds of Imani, the award-winning contemporary gospel duo, is back with their inspiring new single. It's about hope. It's about hope. Led by the dynamic Gerald and Carol Irvin, the sounds of Imani blend smooth jazz, R&B, and gospel. A sound that's fresh, uplifting, and full of faith. It's About Hope is produced by Michael Giacovini and Gregory G. Pearson. This powerful track will have you dancing, singing, and believing in a brighter tomorrow. Hope! Hope! It's the light of our darkest moment and a promise of better days ahead. This is WVTC Detroit, your award-winning gospel internet radio station. We're bringing you the best in gospel music, live shows, and inspiring interviews. Like and share our page on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected. Your support helps us spread positivity and encouragement throughout the community. So whether you download our WVTC app, visit our website at WVTCDetroit.com, or join us on Facebook or YouTube, you will stay connected and entertained. Join our WVTC Detroit listener family today and tell your friends about us. Together, we can make a difference. WVTC Detroit, where gospel meets the community.
Hello, my name is Orlando Bogans, and I'm the biggest fan of WVTC, winning victory through Christ Detroit.
Hey, are you in need of a jingle, a commercial, or have you considered a podcast for your business or ministry? If so, let WVTC Radio Detroit be your choice. And guess what? Location is not a problem. We can pick you up and broadcast you from anywhere. For more information, please go to our website at WVTCDetroit.com or drop us an email at WVTCRadioDetroit@gmail.com. We're waiting to hear from you. Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.